Hello everyone, welcome back to more of the Henry Stickmin collection. I'm just reading the bios. This is its own part because I was up to 18 minutes on the last part and I didn't want to tack this onto that. So here we go. Henry Stickmin. He's short on cash, so it's time to get some. Not to be confused with Henry Stickman. I would never make that mistake again. Henry Stickmin. What could happen next? Nice face. Reginald Copperbottom. Being the leader of the Top Hat clan is something he takes a lot of pride in, I've noticed. Right-hand man reborn. His defeat by Henry left him in bad shape. Cybernetic surgery brought him back stronger than ever before. Ellie Rose. After escaping from the wall, things have really opened up. What is in store for her? Who knows? Liam Rogers. An elite helicopter pilot. He usually calls dibs on the bigger helicopters. Vance Kite. He's heard it all. Don't try to talk your way out of it and arrest with this guy. Jack Dugan, a sniper from New Zealand. He was specifically recruited by the Top Hat clan in an Avengers-esque end credits scene. Nice. Frankie Pizza. He dreamed of playing for the Boston Celtics. His basketball skills were never good enough. I guess that's why you're only 1 star. Norm Hexter, tech specialist in the government ranks. He designed the CMP system. Oh no. Howard Lipton. If he doesn't have his morning tea, then he is completely useless in the field. Again, 1 star. Victoria Grit. One of the strongest captains in the Top Hat raid. She has several successful missions under her belt. Gerald Gruff. His voice is about 2 octaves below average. That's the name. Billy Brown. For 7 years, he's never washed behind his ears. Not ever. Orban Lamb. He's very high strung. Being a soldier might not be a good career path for him. Dandelions. Nice name. I approve. Very Ace Attorney-esque. He found the perfect combination of laundry detergents. The scent is the most amazing thing. Major Herschel Panza. This is the first time this combat suit is in the field. He has a son working hard in the police force. Lucas Broomhandle, the youngest of 5 siblings, who takes to a new hobby every week. June, July. She was born in August. That's just cruel. Timu Suomi. He grew up in Finland, so he doesn't require sunlight to function properly. Ollie Andoran. He's addicted to baking shows. He always tries to bake along, but fails after 10 minutes. Oof. That one I get. I get it a little too well. Geriatrics. He's getting up there in age, but he's still as spry as any youngin' in the squad. Meryl Goldenfold. He's always wanted to grow a cool beard, but never comes in all the way. I feel that one too. Anthony Lee. When he was 3, he ate a bumblebee. Frederick Muensta. His hat is literally made of cheese. Nobody will bunk with him. All a part of the plan. Smooshed Sammy. His first day in the Top Hat clan, he fell on his hat and got smooshed. Then the name just kind of stuck. Nobody wanted to give him a new hat either. Jerks. Pablo Sleuth. An ace detective in the Top Hat ranks. There's no problem he can't eventually solve, and he's always armed. Honestly, this guy should probably have a 1 star. He sticks out like a sore thumb. He shows up multiple times throughout many of these. Captain Hj Canterbury is one of the men in charge of information gathering. He has a brother who works in the police force. Thomas Chips. His father, Alan, is the co-founder of Electronics Entertainment Expo. Awkward, considering everything. Philibert. He's part of the checkpoint inspection team, but he really wanted to just sit on the train. Trains are cool. No dissing that. Jimple. He's the type of person that always passes out on a trip. Darius Johnsonite. He's a gemstone appraiser within the Top Hat clan. He evaluates how much their stolen gems are worth. Mr. Job. He was getting his start on his own computer business, but was beat to the punch by someone with the same name. Go figure. Jonescone. Hold the phone. Is that Jonescone? The one that owns the loans? Nice pun. Al the Pal? His high charisma made him a valuable member of the clan. Nobody's ever reported having issues with him. Go figure. Stanley Grass. He has 2 blades of grass growing out on top of his head, and he's very sensitive about it. Wallace Dagwood. He used to be on the front lines, but he took a bad hit to the face. Not the knee, the face. He's been running more of a support role since. Ice Pick. Since his station is in a snowy environment, he wanted a cool nickname. Now he's stuck with it. Lucky you. Sten Lundgren. A regular at this establishment, he comes in every day to read the newspaper and have a cup of coffee. Helmets Vikov. Fresh out of a bar fight, he's been laying there for a solid 3 hours and probably isn't getting back up at that point. Especially get your face down. Perry Sherman. He likes collecting the bottles from all the patrons. He works a long shift every day, so he's usually pretty pooped. That's 2 out of 12. Have mercy. Mysterious Vagabond. A drifter who has come to town lately. He's not just passing through. Kane West. He was in the music production business, but one plagiarism accusation later and he gave up and joined the Top Hats. The right hand man. He still serves as Reginald's number 2. His extreme loyalty is what a top hat member should strive for. Sal Malone. Used to be in the Mafia, but wanted to branch out because he thought there were already too many Italians. Sure. Mr. Lincoln. He's not related to the president. Just looks a lot like him. He has a similar name. A Whitehead. You want to be named after a snake? Most people just stick to the pimples when they hear his name. Patty Pride. Purple's his favorite drink. Go figure. Henry Stickmin. Again. He kept getting harassed for being a criminal. And she became fed up and joined the Top Hat to make it true. B. Hampton, head concierge at the Stickmin Space Resort. He's one of the first Top Hats to come out and helped with the transition of the others. Carlos Candelia. He's bad at pool, like really bad at pool. I mean, look at that technique. She's sad. You play however you want, bud. Elizabeth Green. She's here on her honeymoon, one of the Stickmin Space Resort's most common bookings. Lars Green. He's here with his wife for the honeymoon, but they've always wanted to go to space. Snowcap. He's picked up off station so he wouldn't need to do much work. Clement Wantine. He's fed up driving trunks for a living, so he turned to smuggling. Now he's one of the Top Hat's drivers. Mr. Macbeth. Someone been compared to an ape. She takes it as a compliment. He hates when people don't take him seriously. But he loves being an ape. Les Connors. His ego is one of the biggest in the entire Top Hat clan, and it says a lot. Matilda Ivy. She probably supposed hair out of any Top Hat member, and she knows it. MF Jones. If you mess with him, he will mess you up. Full name is Millhouse Phillimore Jones. Bartolomeo. Opera singer who was refused payment after a show. Top Hat clan offered him the revenge he was seeking. Yes, good revenge. Larry the Guy. Why you asking about cables? He doesn't know anything about that. Barant. He showed up to the Top Hat clan dressed like this. The dragon turned down a great fighter though. Mischievous Martin, part of the planning division in Top Hat clan, used to run legendary pranks. I'm sure you had a YouTube channel, didn't you? Mr. Tail. He thinks it's how to see it, but it's really more of a seeing, really. You're asking the wrong person. I'm not going to be able to judge the difference. Don Miguel. RPG character owns a magical shop. Or was it a ship? Who knows? General Gale Force. The result of the airship raid seems to have led to a large promotion. He's now a specialist dealing with the Top Hats. Charles Calvin. He's experienced with multiple different types of flying vehicles. He gets brought in for special missions only. Smoker Tyson. A chain smoker if I ever saw one. He smokes a pack an hour. But it gives him some kind of power. Sure. Marty O. Pretending he jumps at makes super loud noise like a tennis player. Luigi. Wait. Marty O. Luigi. I'm dumb. At least I caught it eventually, I guess. Even though he's tall, he's always been his brother's shadow. But not literally, at least on this scene. Doesn't really mind though. The witch, that's Clan's main herbalist. She's totally embraced her nickname so that she can be rather odd. Sheriff, so one of the many political figures in the Top Hat clan, has in their pocket. The ruffian is usually out of the front lines for the Top Hat clan. His name has taken lots of damage over the years. Or no, his hat, it's not his name. I don't know where he got a name. Tin. He can only say one word, the details are unclear, but I think time travel is involved. Gone Hunter. He loves rock, paper, scissors, but always does rock. Losing never crushes his spirits, though. Can jump on. Got a hole in his face and is a master of rock, paper, scissors. Will feel weaker after losing to him. I'm so sorry, Gone. Carol Cross. One of the higher ups in the clan, she is extremely strict by the books. You don't want to cross. Stupendals. The series of events has caused him to owe money to Carol Cross. It's very bad for him. Didn't you read the last bio? Bucket that. Ah! 5 eyes. He wears glasses, so he should be called 4 Eyes. Where's the 5th eye? Maybe it's the hat. Talon Circus. He was recruited out of the circus. He's an acrobatic wizard and really difficult to deal with in a fight. 4 down. It's so long. There's so many. I'm not even through. I've gone through 80 of these. Oh, okay, keep going. Crusher. You can crush an apple in his bare hand. That's about it. The Magician. You can pull your spleen right out of your hat, or out of his hat. He used to be a professional wrestler, but that ended very poorly. Mr. Fatlip. He's got a pretty bad lisp. He's not actually a big fan of his nickname, but it's really hard to change these things. Scar. He dibs the name after the previous Scar was defeated. Eduardo Giancarlo must be crooked. She sought out the Top Hat clan and joined him. Usually it's the other way around. Jeremy Steinfeld. He lives in an apartment in New York and wonders what the deal with everything is. Jeff Constanza. He's very neurotic and constantly causing problems for himself. Topbot. A top-of-the-line robot built for missions that go hot. It is also piloted by Charles. It is very good at its job. Hannibal Burns. You can never tell if he's paying attention because he always looks so relaxed. Smokestack. People think the nickname is because of the hat, but he's actually a pyromaniac. Dusty. He had one of the longest runs as leader of the Top Hats. He moved up so slowly people often thought he was dead. Loud face. He lost his position as leader because people couldn't understand his commands through his beard. Randy Radman ran the Top Hat clan through the party era. Things were everlasting until they were bankrupt. No one knows how they got out of bankruptcy still. Leonardo the Brute, one of the fiercest leaders the Top Hat ever had. Unfortunately, he was lost in combat. Sir Wilfred IV. He defeated the previous leader and claimed the title. He despises incompetence. Well, he beat this guy, presumably. Terence Suave, the worst leaders the Top Hat clan has ever had. He would launch raids that made no sense just for the thrill. But hey, he has a yellow pistol, so it's Australian, right? It's gotta be good for something. Mr. Skyscraper. He's got a tall hat, so of course he needs a tall nickname. Earrings. My mistake. Earrings function for battle purposes besides looks. They can blind people with a bright flash. The Red Crimson. He thinks his name is awesome, but it's pretty redundant if you ask me. Crimson and Red aren't exactly the same thing. Jocks Kensington. A bit of an eccentric leader. He always walked around with his gold digger in his hand. Van Svensson took over leadership when the previous leader in the right-hand man went missing. The Gus Bricks. Hit the bricks, pal, you're done. He said the joke about 80 times during the arrests. Sir Hattie. Not to be confused with Hattie Haddington. He's always crying. People think from the loss of his old friends. Yeah, checks out. Chip Prum. He's got some crappy second-hand top hat when he joined. He's really been rethinking his membership lately. He could have been a model, but he wanted to do something more important with his life. John Frog Pilkson, a master when it comes to stealth and infiltration. Gordon Needle Banks, Tech Wizard if it's electromagnetic. Or no, if it's electronic, work as magic. Sorry, I saw magic and electronic because I tried to mix them. I don't know either. Amelia Turtle Esteban, a demolitions expert. She loves blowing stuff up and hates when things take too long. Mr. Goldblum used to be CEO before he was found embezzling funds to the Top Hat Clan, which is why he is now in the Top Hat Clan. Yeah, checks out. Howie Howitzer. He was an orphan taken by the Top Hat Clan. They gave him a name in hopes he'd live up to it. He has not. Pinkman. He's not affiliated with any chemistry teachers or cartels. He just has a pink hat. Amber Downs. This is his first tour and he knew it'd be a doozy. Rupert Price. He's been going on more and more intense missions ever since his police days. Bort Sampson. He thought he had a unique name, but he's met at least 5 other Borts. Mr. Thick. The Top Hat's best chiefs. The best chefs. He makes the fattest burgers and juicy steaks. Peanut. It's ironic because he has a peanut allergy. It's actually really cruel. The Leprechaun totally embraces his appearance. He's even adopted a terrible fake Irish accent to complete the ensemble. Ali Genie. Him be like a wicked mental. Big up yourself. And Toria Sparta. He can kick through a solid steel beam with ease. Notice the kick. The right-hand man Blue. He's been rewired to protect Henry at all costs. Top Hat loyalty is so deep, can never really be completely removed. I mean, it can be removed surprisingly well, but not totally. Okay, about halfway through now, a little over. Stephen Willis. He doesn't do combat at all, but he's often needed to run support. Wayne the Stone Jensen, headstrong. He's been wanting to take leadership for a while. He just hasn't found the right opportunity. Rakur Steve Dallas. He's been waiting for a leadership position to open up. He's not going to let it slip out from under him now. Diddle Tally. Are you going to get snuck out of the bush for like 2 frames? He's always wanted to go on a stealth mission. Let's be stealthy in every mission he goes on to make up for it. I'd say he did a good job. Alice Hamilton. I do not know what name I thought that was before, but it was definitely not Hamilton. The evening reporter BCC. She's a fairly new reporter, but she's doing a great job. Also, apparently she's the only one doing a job. Bert Curtis, the head of communications of the Top Hat Clan. He's the liaison between the leaders and the rest of the recon team. The Marble Man. He's not strong like marble. He just likes marbles. Wilhelm Fregus. He's been a Top Hat member for over 40 years. His English has improved throughout the years, but he still has an accent. Bloodhound. A master at hunting down people and objects. He is the guy responsible for filling up the brig with bounties. Tane Flargunstall. His hat's wobble technique is something to behold. Sarah Confires. She's a firm believer that AI will one day try to take over the world. He's definitely right. Waxwell Gex. Spence named him after a lizard. Or was it a gecko? It was definitely a gecko. Pendle Toad. Favorite ice cream is a rocky road. Elmer Piazzano. We moved down in the middle of nowhere to start fresh. I don't think it's going so well. Marcus blabbered. Talk like this he does. Not sure why I am. Gremlin. She's extremely scrappy and feisty. It is rumored she grew up on her own in the woods. She definitely did. Mr. Villain. He speaks and behaves like a 1920s movie even. I don't know if that started before or after he joined the Tall Hats. I mean, you probably came out of the womb talking and acting like a villain. You have a name like that, come on. Hazmat. He really was a hazmat suit. He's principally claimed this name, but who knows how long it'll take to get the suit. And Hulk Swars, the late top member. His commanding voice is perfect for leading men to battle. Gene Frederiksen. He used to be mayor, but fled and plans to smuggle a large diamond out of a museum uncovered. You were probably tied to another mission then, huh? Sorry, there's so many profiles, I can't. You just have to remember them all. Especially in this chapter. Albert Porsche, one of the wealthiest top members, he tends to fund the most expensive operations for his high profits. Jacked Human, an up-and-coming member of the Top clan, he has yet to make a name for himself. I mean, you're Jacked Human. What more do you want? Paul Scott's entire career has just been delivering bad news. Holy cap! The hole in his head was caused by the laser incident. Hey, at least your name fits now, right? The Bookie, man in charge of cooking the books in the Top clan, speaks stickler for rules and keeping things in order. Chuck Wellington, his great grandfather is an inventor of beef. Allegedly. Oh, we're about to get to the fun stuff. Red Finstone, he always runs around barefoot and shouts super loud catchphrase. People tend to avoid him. Dr. Wittgenstein, a solo practitioner and specializes in cybernetic surgery. She travels the world in her boat. She doubles as her workstation. Reference. Assuring spirit. You are punched by him, you are sent to an alternate timeline. He can also swap places with Henry. McDandy. Forgery skills are top of the line. His forged paintings are a big source of income for the Top man. Himbag. He went down in his luck selling out a bag when he was found by the Top Hats. Blueberry. He only eats blueberries. No one has ever seen him eat anything else. Thomas Cheshire. He preferred it when Henry was the leader of the Top clan. Hat Girl. Interesting. She just kind of appeared and joined the ranks. Love said they saw her in a spaceship or something. There's no way that's right. Handsome Harold. I remember you. I'd forgotten away for you in particular. In charge of keeping the Top Hat's collection of information organized. Jeffrey Plum. He's an ideas guy. Said it's just big though. It's not because he has an extra large brain. Misdemeanor. He's very proud of her name, but she was too lazy to check if it had been used before. Barbershop Bill. You know, he wears a barbershop hat. He sucks at cutting hair and is even worse at singing a cappella. Alfonso Cruz. Pronouncing this sounds very important. He gets very offended if you pronounce it as Alfonso. Well, sorry, Alfonso. Fine. Lloyd Winters. Fortunately, his friend Harry doesn't show up in the game. Harry Winters. Is it the same name? Who knows? I don't know. Dave Pampa. He's been a long time in the Top Hat cell. His life will probably never be the same. Mario Gurchev. Huh, you're of the Wall affiliation. You're not government or Top Hat. One of 3 people at the Wall that actually knows how to operate a tank. Speaking of Wall, Dmitry Johannes Petrov. He lost quite a few teeth in the escape incident and now speaks with a lisp. 10 pence. When he joined the Top Hat clan, he only had 10p to his name. He keeps the name to remember his origins. Weak Sauce. He's been on the verge of getting kicked out of the clan multiple times. Maybe don't call yourself Weak Sauce. Mr. Anchory. This guy has an actual anchor problem. It doesn't help him fight or anything. So it just distracts everyone. Dima Pensky. This is his first time ever being out of the country. He didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy. Dolan Torkov. He's a personal vendetta against the Topak clan, so he made sure to come on this mission. Todd Tata. He used to be a Spudson, but he married to the Tata family before he joined the military. He lived in a house with way too many people. Conrad Volkowski. He joined the military with his twin. Was went missions as a pair. Calvin Volkowski. He joined the military with his twin. Even though his missions as a pair. Bob Pants. As well as a pants salesman. But he broke tradition and went to the military. Paul Penn. He claims he's related to Sean Penn. He's never been able to prove it. Ivan Petrova. He forgot to switch out his Ushantka before coming into the jungle and sprinting up a bunch of stairs. Grigori Orliat. His arm is still freshly broken after being hit in a car during the escape incident. Oh, you can see the grey line on his arm. That's sorry, not sorry. That's probably our fault. Stone face. You'll never get an emotion out of his face. It might actually be Stone. Quincy Tatzelmuffin. His family has been in the Topak clan for generations. They've never really made a name for themselves, though. Red West. He really is just the worst. Nancy Popo. He's been going on mountain climbing expeditions in the area, and no one has attempted to map the areas. No one attempted to map the mountains. Nobody. Yikes. Well, okay. Natasha Tadden. She hangs out with her pal Travis in the tavern every week. Maybe one day she'll get the courage to ask him out. Speaking of, Travis the Root. He lost his eye in an explosives incident. He used to be a mercenary but gave up that life when the updates stopped coming. The updates... It's Devil Man. Like, the update stopped coming. It's like, what could it be? Like, it's Team Fortress 2 again. Because, yeah, Team Fortress 2 hasn't been updated in years. It's probably never going to be. The best thing we could ever probably hope for is just like one last final hurrah thing just to kick out the bots and hope they don't come back. I would love to finally get that heavy update. I'm not holding my breath. Please let this age horribly. Comments don't need to tell me though. I will probably be one of the first people that knows. If a hole in uploads shows up, you can probably blame that. Josh Taylor. He's really excited to be part of such a big mission. You say he's a big overconfident. Ray Kempa, relatively new recruit. He hasn't really learned all the ropes yet, including the one about the loose lip-sticking ships. Quentin Alabaster. He's had a couple of greenhorns placed under his watch and he's sick of babysitting them. Hank Stockman. He keeps calm in the situation, or at least it appears that way because of his sweet shades. I'm sorry I've heard that. My phone just fell off of my desk. Hayden Brock. He has a board easily and realized that making bets makes things more interesting. Mad Lad. Nice name. He starts his day with a nice can of Kerpow and his drink. Andrew Cobbler. The engineer in charge of the big boy. He got stuck on an issue. She wasn't able to fix it in time for the raid. John Pongello. Main operator of Big Boy. And coming to terms with not being able to pilot Big Boy into the raid today. Timothy Turner used to have two imaginary friends when he was younger. That could honestly be anyone, really, we swear. Rock Howlett. So one more tour, then I can go home to be with my family. Nice mansion. He runs one of the many CCC mobile units. There are hundreds of cities scattered through the world. I just realized too. Yeah. This guy is also called the Groot. How did I miss that one? That should have been a dead giveaway. Like, I just remember this, like, wait a minute. Yeah, he was literally called the Groot. Ah. For those that don't know, there's a really popular game mode that's focused primarily around Demo Man, which Travis there is based on, and it's called the Groot Keep. Yeah. Like, you can play as any of the 9 classes, but Demo Man definitely shines the most. Phantom. This would allows him to turn invisible, and he's able to pinpoint locations for nuclear strikes with his rifle. Shame he probably dies in the nuclear blast too. Hj Gonzalez. He's been a gamer since 2008. He only plays free-to-play games, so you can catch him wearing the default hat. Peter Merivale. He always wears a helmet. You never know when a stray bullets might come flying. Ogre Crip. Great stats for the cost. He's also pretty good with can't be the target adept. Beans. You just thinking about those beans. You're the Brown. Smart Top Hat members. He has a PhD in cartoon logic and physics. Dr. Glass. He's not actually a doctor. Brother? Actually, nobody calls him doctor. We get this title changed, please. You really are brother. Skeeve. This guy's seedy, even for a top hat member. Keep on the DL, but I heard they were going to cut ties with him. Oh no. Barry Bra. When it comes to fanatically clamoring the weapons, he can't or for weapons he can't be beat. BIA number 503. One of the many BIAs. He always tries to improve his hot dog eating and by collecting skills. Ellery. The fusion of Henry and Ellery. Oh, we're finally getting to this one. They have the fierceness of Ellery and the luck of Henry. Wow, imagine like you have a fusion of something like it's like you have one person's personality really takes over, and you just steal the other person's luck. And wow, like what a raw give the luck person. Maybe they're not so lucky after all. Caberts. He towers over his other top hat members. He always engages in pre-fight banter, but he always loses. Popped Top. He couldn't figure out how to fix his top hats, and people just call him Popped Top. Cool Joe, which was literally the last one I got in the game because I just could not find him for a good while. He managed to make it back after being locked up at the wall for several years. Good thing there's a breakout. Also, apparently he actually had a different name back in the previous case because he's a returning character. I don't remember what it was like. I think like the cool part was still there. It's like Mr. Cool or something. The Joe part was added. Orange Hat Kid. He's thought of a dance that also works as a great exercise move. Toby Mac. This guy's too cool for school. He just can't stay away. Pasta from Brenner. He's formed a crew here in the Top Hat clan. They've got their start in Italy. The Arrow Multigardian way. The small Italian crew. They'll join the Top Hat clan at the same time. Parmes Lasagne. Him and his crew join Top Hat clan at the behest of the boss. Link. Sweet hero, but then he took an arrow to the chest, not the knee. He's in the hospital for 3 weeks. Considering how small your chest is, 3 weeks in a hospital is actually really good. Lonk. He just lost the game, not to be confused with Link. Crabman. He claims the batteries in his back pocket give him great dancing abilities, but he just does crab poses for his entire life. Honky Dong. If he shoots ya... Oh, wait, sorry, let me do this right. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. Okay. Mr. Unstoppable. He's been extremely lucky since he joined the Top Hats, so will it last? Jonathan Bravo. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but he sounds exactly like Elvis Presley. Probably a coincidence. Cowboy. He couldn't have come up with a very interesting nickname. He just got fixated on the word cowboy, and so he settled. Siggy. His top hat is actually a giant cigarette. He's got to make sure he stays away from fire. Tommy Partridge. He will help Top Hat raid plans by creating animatics and breakdowns of all details of the plans to aid success. Sleepy Dog. You run him for too long, you start acting funny. 34 minutes of reading. Well, I'm just making sure I actually read everybody. Like, I didn't miss anyone. I certainly don't feel like I missed anyone. But it would be awful if I just missed like one profile somewhere. Okay. So there we go. The game's done, folks. I'm playing the game in window mode so I can see, like, I have, like, the blue badge achievements. Second game I've ever gotten this on Steam, I think. The first one being Bound in the Wonderworld. Yes, really, if those of you who don't follow my channel, I did that. So, I guess there's a claim to honor I have. Yay, lucky me. Or I guess there isn't going to be next time. I have an XLP plan, though. Don't know if I'm going to go through with it, but the plan is yes. So until next time, take care, stay safe, have a good one. I'll see you in that next LP. Bye-bye.